Testing.
Hi. Dang.
Are you going to lean back? Okay. Are we both in the shot?
We are both in the shot. It's weird not hearing my voice when I'm talking into this microphone.
Do you want some earphones?
No. This is my ear reveal for all your fans.
He has them. You know, I was going to call this episode back to basics.
Hi, everyone.
Everyone. And welcome. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Call Girls Investment Club podcast. I thought I'd call it back to basics because I used to day trade and swing trade TQQQ. Years and years ago, I did a study.
So I am super smart. I am genius, man, and I saved the family. I saved the show.
Yeah, I was getting bummed out on the show because I was doing all that stock picking and listening to Cramer, and he was wrong a couple times. And I was like, oh, this is, he's going to retire. You can't depend on other people to pick stocks.
Mm-hmm. So I devised us a method of investing where I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just buy on the low and sell on the high.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, this is what I used to do when I was so successful. Why not just go back to this? So I was showing Michael how to do spreadsheets. Oh, we worked hard, huh?
Well,
I worked
let's start
harder
at the
than you.
beginning, because I noticed that I was making money on the stock market and you were losing money on the stock market, and I was like, hold on.
My chart is like down.
We need a new strategy.
I told Michael, we just need to do other things. I can't do the stock market
anymore. I was like, well, hold on. I've been making money pretty consistently for the past month. Look at my chart. And I showed her my chart, and it was like up for the whole month. And I was like, all I've been doing really...
And I'm like, what have you been doing?
All I've been doing really is buying on the low, especially on the low on Fridays, and selling on the high on Mondays. And we were like, well, hold on.
Wait, you were doing that with Dominion Oil?
No, I was. Oh, yeah, not
really. Yeah,
really.
you were.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that with Dominion.
And I was like, if you just did that with something with a really big swing, like a really leveraged fund, something that's very volatile, like TQQQ, you'd make so much more.
Yeah, and I was afraid of doing it in TQQQ because I was like, well, hold on. If that's such a volatile stock, then how can we predict it? So we booted up Microsoft Excel.
I showed Michael frame by frame repeatedly, didn't I? Did it drive you nuts?
A little, yeah. We went through
every frame, every calculation, how to copy them to the column, how to copy them across.
And I was like, Mom, you showed me how to do this 5 weeks ago. Why are you showing it to me again? And she was like, you have to understand this.
And are you glad you understand it?
I understand it now, but I understood it then too. So
you hadn't put in the work. I don't think you understood how much work it was.
Okay.
Because I did maybe 5 times as much work as we did together already since then.
Right. You've done a lot. I see the chart. It looks really nice and cool.
I'm going to zoom way out and show. I'll take a screenshot.
Oh,
of this.
Man, that's a
This
new
is collapsed,
chart.
by the way, because I separated it day by day by day, like Mondays, Tuesdays, holidays. And we found out like a 94% chance of making money if you buy on Friday's close.
Yeah.
And sell on Monday's high.
We plugged in the data for an entire year of TQQQ last year.
And I've done this in the past, and the pattern's very similar to like 2 years ago when I did this.
Yeah, we plugged in the entire data for the entire year last year, and we figured out a way of... We used Microsoft Excel to figure out what day each trade happened. We ran calculations on what the average profit was and the number of times you'd lose money on certain investment strategies. So we tried plugging in best possible scenario, buying on the low on Friday and selling on the high on Monday. And we figured out that if you do that, you make so much money.
Yeah, so this is TQQQ. The reason I love TQQQ is it's triple leveraged, so it's 3 times as much the changes.
Right.
It's based on the NASDAQ, which I believe is the best up-and-coming. It's all the technology stocks.
Yeah.
It's a basket of stocks. So if one company screws up, it's not going to affect... It's like owning an ETF or a fund. You're not risking everything on one stock. So... The swings average 2% on this. If you buy the low yesterday and you sell on the high today. And it's hard to pick the high and the low, but I had methods of doing that too back in the day, and we'll work on that next.
Right.
So look at this, Michael. By the way, I'm going to show you something.
Although this Friday is kind of exempt because this Friday was weird.
This Friday is not in here because we did this over the weekend, last weekend, and I just been cranking the numbers.
Right.
What happened on Friday? Oh, wait.
Yeah, this Friday stock went way up.
This is the chart this Friday.
It was still down, though, for a bit.
It's funny because me and Michael both said, okay, we're only going to buy on Friday and we're only going to sell on Monday. And I promise, you wanted me to promise. I didn't promise. You wanted me to promise not to buy anything till Friday. And Thursday, I secretly bought. Snuck around. And then you told me you bought on Friday. And I'm like, should I admit it? And I didn't yet.
No, I didn't buy on Friday. I bought on Thursday.
I mean Thursday.
No, actually, I bought on Wednesday.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. I'm looking at this chart. That was Wednesday.
I bought on Wednesday because I saw it going down.
So I saw it going down, and I'm like, I could just do this day trade.
And then I sold on Thursday, and then I bought on Friday, and then I sold on Friday.
Yeah, so how much did you make on Friday? Look at Friday is just a little...
Let me go get my phone. Hang on.
Friday's just a little zigzag. And we're back.
Okay, so this week...
Oh, that's a nice... Can you send me a screenshot of that? That's a nice little... I won't show the dollar amount. I'll just show how much it went up. Unless you don't care about the dollar amount.
This week I made 16.58%.
In 1 week.
Yeah.
And that was on 2 trades. One was Wednesday to Thursday.
Yeah, on that one I made 9.95%.
And then Thursday
Friday
to
Friday.
Friday to Friday.
Friday to Friday. I made 16.58. What?
Just hit 1 day.
Oh, I have to do this.
No, just hit the 1 day chart down here.
I made 6.03%.
So look at that. When you first bought Friday, then it went straight down.
Yeah.
But you believed in the system, right?
Because I called it a bit early.
Okay, so I called it way earlier than you on Wednesday. Look at this big dip on Wednesday. I'll show this chart on there, but it went down to like the level it had been at the low the day before, and I bought.
Was that
then
April?
It went down.
Was that April 14? No, that was April 16.
Yeah. That was Wednesday. That was April 14.
It says big 16 on there.
This says 14 here.
Oh, that's 14?
Yeah, so it started drop, and I thought, I used to always make money.
At 12:30 p.m.?
You bought Wednesday at 12:30? That's like half an hour before the close.
And then on the 15th.
So you bought down here in this tiny gap somewhere.
Yep.
I bought way up here.
Yep, I bought down there.
Yeah, and then I finally, I didn't admit it to him. I lost 43%. So I didn't say anything. And then, but I thought I'm going to hold out because the statistics I'd run in the past said I could make money off of this dip. So I just waited, and the next day I made money. So then I told you I had done that.
Why?
Why?
Oh my God.
Oh. Okay, so on Friday, it's just a very little bit of movement there on this chart. It doesn't look like much, right?
Right.
But you bought what time?
I bought on Friday at around 6:40 a.m.
So 10 minutes into the trading day.
Yes.
And then what happened? Do you remember? Did it go down significantly?
Then
it dropped.
First it went down, then I bought it, then it went down a little bit again, and then it started taking off.
Yeah, thank God. And we were both in it.
I actually sold a bit early.
Okay, so on Friday it was really interesting, and Thursday too. When you bought, you were like, I'm calling the bottom. And I said, I don't know. I get nervous about these bottom. And you're like saying, no, I'm sure of it. It's the bottom. It's going. And so I hopped on the train.
You hopped on the bandwagon with me.
And then it went down a little and you were like, oh, I hope I didn't get you into something. But then it went to the top. And then I called the top. And I said, no, I really think this is the top. And you argued with me and I talked you into it. And then it started going up some more. And I'm like, I hope I didn't talk you into something. And no, it turned out to be the top. So you called the bottom, I called the top. We're a good team. We are a good team. Thank you. Two people arguing about stuff. And then you can hear yourself. When I did this alone, I didn't have anybody to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
And I had heard my voice and I was like, yeah, whether I believe in it or not, 100%. Arguing about it really helps.
Yeah.
I don't like arguing politics. I quit that business.
Yeah.
And I don't like arguing with you in general. But arguing about stocks is very beneficial, I think.
That's why I love argument. I love arguing.
Well, we should argue about this.
I love arguing.
This is the best video game on the planet.
Okay, let me clarify. I love arguing when both parties know what they're talking about. When either party doesn't know what they're talking about, I don't like arguing anymore.
Another cool thing. We both know what we're talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Me more than you.
Maybe.
Just because I've been doing it longer. But yet,
but I've had years and years of you telling me how it works.
Yeah, you called that bottom. Okay, so I ran the numbers since we met, since we had our meeting.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking weird. I found 2 100% chances of profit.
100% as in you will 100% make money, or you will make 100% return?
You will 100% make money.
Okay.
And make a return. What's the difference?
One, it doesn't matter how much you make. One, you don't always make it, but you will make 100% of your money. One is I make it 100% of the time. One is I make 100% of my money back.
Well, the drawback is you have to be perfect about calling the top and the bottom. So
right.
Right. So I'm going to work on those next. I have all the charts I printed from years ago of every single day's chart. I used to have a method of calculating using the first 3 minutes, whether it was going to go up or down that day.
Right. I think you have smart.
I have patterns for each day, but I also had a method of doing this, which is also pretty useful. It opens. It's either going to go up or down. So I buy some. If it goes down, I try to buy. Usually, it used to be the low was around 7:30 or 8. This is California time.
Right.
So I would try to hold out. It would go up, down, move its way down. And then sometimes you can kind of see where the bottom is because it's a level where it's been before, where it bounces off of. Same with the top. I was nervous about the top. That's why I got out on Friday. Did we buy anything on Friday? We're both out,
We're
right?
both out.
Yeah. And the reason we're both out, even though we normally would buy on Friday, is it's at a top. It's at a peak. This is the 2-year chart. It's at the high. It was kind of wavering around at this level. And remember when it hit this level, I said to get out because I said, I don't think it'll go past this level without a little struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to get out early rather than late because the options decline in value as it struggles.
Right.
So I don't trust it because a lot of times it'll hit this point and it'll go down or up. And that's awfully steep right there. So it should correct a little.
Yeah.
But they call that a double peak. Here's a double peak, and then
I just realized something else I want to figure out with this chart. One more thing I want to figure out, and I'm sorry to put more work on you, is
you can do it.
You
could do it.
I could do it, but I'm not.
You're fucking lazy. Admit it.
I am lazy.
Admit it.
I'm super lazy.
I love doing these charts.
Super lazy.
Also, I'm so uptight.
And I don't have it right in front of me. If I had it right in front of me, I'd be like, oh, but I don't. I feel like if I were to do it on your chart, I'd be intruding on your personal space.
Don't mess it up. Remember
Exactly.
you did. I was like, don't touch it. Let me do it. You make one mistake on here, and you can screw up the whole thing. Like if you don't copy
I know. I've done
the formulas to hard numbers, and then you sort it, it changes all the formulas.
The only difference between this and programming is that this is on a grid and programming is line by line. It's the exact same thing.
So programming
if
is
you forget
1D.
In some languages, if you forget to put a semicolon in the right space, your program just breaks.
Well, that would be bad.
Luckily, modern readers can tell you where in the program the problem is, but it's like, oh my god, if you mess stuff up in programming, you gotta go back and fix it all the time.
Wouldn't you love to let me work on something that you've been programming and mess around in there? And no wonder, I would think it would be hard for programmers.
You don't know any programming languages.
Wouldn't it be? I do.
You do.
I learned BASIC in 1972. And my instructor, Michael, told me he wanted to do a looping program. He said, figure out compound interest, you guys. And I took it home and I'm like, I see a pattern. I figured out the algebraic equation for compound interest. I don't know when it was invented. I figured out the algebraic equation for compound interest, and I programmed that into my computer program. He said I failed.
In Basic, don't you need to figure out stuff like memory addresses and stuff like that? Or is that
I don't know.
not
We had
at that level?
All I remember is we had words we'd type, and there'd be cards, computer cards, and tape, and big reels of tape, and these huge computers, and they were in a special room. You had to get appointment. You had to sign up to use it. God.
Nice.
Olden fucking days. Wow, have times changed.
I want to learn Basic, but no one uses it anymore.
Super basic.
So I don't know what use I'll have for learning it.
Okay, so that's best case scenario. We probably could ignore that, but if you do one day to the next day, and I really like that. That's a swing trade, not a day trade. If you do that, it's averaging 2% a day on the TQQQ. So if you buy a 2-week if you bought a 30-day option, that would be 20% return. But if you buy a 2-week option, it would be more like a 40% return.
Play some ragtime music because we're about to become swing traders.
I'm going to put some ragtime music in here, okay, Michael? And now let's swing. Ready?
I don't know how to.
I don't know what it's going to sound like. I don't even know what a swing sound like.
I know that playing with swing is like you play slightly offbeat on the offbeats. I think.
Whatever.
Or is it on the onbeats? You play offbeat.
These weird 100% are on Wednesday and Friday. So basically, and I also noticed a pattern with Thursday. Thursday's like a dog of a day. It's like I don't want to do anything on Thursday. It's a low, goes down. Not every day Thursday, but I put all the days of the week up here. But if you bought on Thursday at the low and you sold on Friday at the high, you would make 100% return. Not 100% return. You'd make money every single time for an entire year, even on the worst, even on the horrible sell-off times.
At least with that sample size. What I want to do with this next is I want to plug in bigger sample sizes.
Well, is that really relevant? You're talking about more than a year ago.
I mean, I think so. Why don't we plug in the year before last year and just see how much it changes?
One thing I want to say is I used to use this stuff all the time, and I created the machine. Remember the machine?
Right.
And it worked so well, and I was always posting to my Facebook group. It's a secret group, so you can't join it. I'm not making any new friends after the election. I'm afraid somebody's going to target me, but I would post the exact low and the exact high, and I'd call them, and the machine really worked great. But then I thought it could apply to other stocks too, and I started trying to interpret it for other stocks, and it totally works differently. You have to be educated about that stock. So I just want to always focus. For 5 years, I was only focused on TQQQ, and I want it to be the only thing I do.
All right.
I think I went off track there, and I don't remember what we were talking about.
I think we should plug in bigger sample sizes, like more than a year ago, and see how it changes.
I should just pull up my old chart, but it's pretty similar.
No, I mean in addition to this year, plug in last year and the year before that.
Okay, I was trying to figure out if the day before was a big down day.
I don't know if you heard me.
I did not listen to you at all. I could not, for the life of me, replay what you said. Usually I can replay the sound in my memory, but I have no idea I just blanked out after you said, I think you should do more work.
You called me lazy.
I'm rude. You're lazy. I'm rude.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not saying just plug in.
You don't even have to rephrase it. I didn't hear you at all.
I'm not saying just plug in the data from the year before last year. I'm saying plug it in addition to this year, so we have a bigger sample size.
I feel like these things change over time, and this hasn't, from my memory of it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to waste my time doing that. I don't think it's worthwhile.
You don't think that just 365 days is too small a sample size to be able to accurately say
no
100% of the time?
Well, who cares if it's 100% on this chart or not? It'll inevitably, there will be an exception.
Well, of course there'll be an exception, but I want to see how frequently those exceptions happen.
0 in a year.
I want more than a year.
0 out of 52 weeks.
Out of 5 years. I want 5 years.
I don't want you to get stuck on this because I'm not doing that work.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
I wanted to know things like, can you tell whether you're going to be successful based on the previous day's move? I tried all these combinations. Comparison to the 50-year, the 50-day, the 5-day exponential moving average.
You're using only formulas, so all you really have to do is just copy-paste the new stuff in the same column, but lower.
Wow, that sounds like something you could actually handle yourself.
It is!
Okay. So you can do, I give you permission.
Excel, though.
Yeah, I know, that's too bad. I want to go over what we found.
Okay, let's go over what we found.
Okay, so if you
don't touch your computer screen, it's bad for the screen.
It's bad luck, bad juju. I don't know how much we should tell about what we found, but the best days. This is unusual, Michael. You were asking me to find the consistency, like how many hits, how many times we make money, not just the averages. So like Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, if you buy the day before and you sell on the high, and that was just for the close, you'd make 1% average.
Okay, hang on. I think I can tell you why I'm so insistent on this. It's because I feel like that 100% is a fluke. I want to know for sure if that's going to stay 100% or not.
It's in a bed of 98%, 96%, another 100%, 87 and 90. I think the 87 is relevant. Holidays suck. Yeah. Don't buy before a holiday.
Yeah.
That's consistent across the board. Look at this one. You make the least profit on holidays. You have the loses, more losers.
Yeah. Oh, did I say the other thing I wanted to do yet?
What?
I wanted to see if you were to split up between profits and losses, what the average profit is and what the average loss is.
Well, okay, so that does make sense. But just look at this. Okay, let's just scroll through Monday. What do you want to look at? If you buy at the close and sell at the high, or if you buy at the low and sell at the high?
Yeah, you know what? We have a whole audience here who hasn't seen any of this. So let's start with buy at the close, sell at the close.
Okay. So buy at the close, sell at the close. That's C minus CY. C little y means close yesterday. So you take the close of today minus the close of yesterday, divide it by the close of yesterday, you get a percentage.
Right.
It's all green except for the lowest numbers are lose 2.2%. All the Mondays, you lose 2.2% on one day, and there's 2 days where you lose 0.1% and one where you lose 0.2%. The rest of the time you make money. Oh wait, here's another couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the times you make money, you make 4%, 3%, 3.9, 3.1, and then all the rest are 2% or 1%, and then there's a whole bunch of little ones.
And what percentage of the time do you make money doing that?
But this is if you can sell at the high. And so they're going to discount this because they're going to be like, how do you pick the high?
I didn't say that. I said buy at the close, sell at the close.
Oh, I scrolled over to the right. Can I just say, we could spend hours looking at this chart.
No. Yeah, but our audience hasn't seen any of it. You're going to have to publish.
I don't really want to show it to them.
Well, then what are they here for?
I want to say.
Just to look at us and watch us go, oh, ha, 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 we have the greatest trading strategies. Let's show them.
But I think what's more important, I think what the takeaway is there are certain days of the week where it's better. And Monday's good. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if you buy the day before and you sell, it's good. Friday also is good. So I think the thing that they could just take my word for it. The thing that we would want to do really is find a way to find the low.
Yes.
Find a way to find the high on the day.
Yes.
And I think that's what I should focus on with my research this week.
I agree. I think that's really important. I'm just saying all this stuff because it's
so what do you want to show them or tell them? I mean, I could...
The chart.
Okay, so
show them all these numbers.
Like the massive amount of numbers. So I'm not going to show them all these predictor numbers. I'll just flash this on. This is all... Yeah. I was trying to see by sorting multiple ways. I could not find a predictor based on where we stood in the exponential moving average. You can always go on Schwab and look at their charts, or the chart I printed earlier, it shows the exponential moving average. If you're butting up against it, a lot of times people will sell. If you're butting down below it, a lot of times people will buy.
This reminds me of a video I saw where someone was coding bad chess AI, where one was, I want to move all the pieces onto the white squares, and one was, I want to move all the pieces onto the black squares, and one was like, move the king into danger. And so like he pit them in a tournament against each other to see how well they do. And it was really interesting, and I'll link that video here. He had a chart like this.
He did it on Excel?
He did do an Excel chart, yeah.
Well, the results, what's important. I found out, okay, there's like zero return. If you go close to close from one day to the next, it's like nothing. Look at this. Except you lose money on holidays.
Right.
It's like 0.2, 0.1. That's the average. So it's not worth going from close one day to the close the next day, or from the close one day to the open the next day. It seems like that implies that most days you're going to start somewhere, you're going to go up, you're going to go down, or you're going to go down, you're going to go up, and you kind of end up about where you left off.
Right.
Which is really interesting what that implies, because that means the real money is to be made in the daytime, like when it's going down, when it's going up. I figured out the range. The range is averaging 2%. Every single day, the range is averaging 2% from the low to the high. You can't make money if you go from the close the day before to the open, or from the close to the close, but you can make money during the day. It's the swing is 2% on average.
Right.
And then what's really interesting to me is much higher numbers if you go from the low yesterday to the high today. So this is basically saying each incremental day, if you go from the low to the high, but it's a day later, it's averaging 2% on most days.
Right.
But that is basically implied in the equation, because you're picking a low, you're picking a high, and it's later, and this chart is always moving up.
Right.
And then 100% of the time last year this worked, but you have to be able to pick the low and the high. Then over here I have the worst case scenario. If you buy on the high yesterday and you sell on the low today, how much do you lose? And that's consistently more than 2%. That's a lot. A lot of loss. So we can't do that.
Right.
And then you start at the close yesterday and you go to the close tomorrow. And that also is flat. It's like almost no return. It's almost no return.
That's really weird.
So going from close to close, you don't make any money. I think that means if you're sitting on an option a couple days, it's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
I think you got to actively trade those highs and lows. Okay, here is...
I just want to point out the way you've labeled these is just completely confusing to an outsider. You've got C plus 1 minus CY, H plus 1 minus CY, C dash O, H dot O.
All right. Let me explain. I tried to label it best possible return, worst possible return, stuff like that. But then I'm taking these equations and they're going over multiple days. So when I start to try to sort the chart, I can't have equations anymore. I have to have solid numbers.
Oh, I see this.
And then I can't remember, like, how did I calculate this? So I'm putting the actual equation in here.
Right.
So H plus 1 is tomorrow's high. C plus 1 is tomorrow's close.
Right. Okay.
HY is yesterday.
Why is that not H minus 1?
It probably should be, but that's more numbers.
It just looks like H multiplied by yesterday.
High. Okay.
It looks like an atomic formula. I feel like I'm
going to blow up the freaking world. I just want to confuse you. That's it. No.
If you put a 2 here, then you'd have
confused.
CO2, and that's carbon dioxide.
And there is a 2 just below it. It's very confusing. Okay. And that's what's HO?
Hydrogen monoxide.
Well, that makes sense. I was going to say, isn't it hydrogen peroxide? But monoxide is technically correct. All right. So if you go from the open to the, I just figured these out, the low to the open and the high to the open, because I wanted to see how high it goes above where it opens and how low it goes below. So it averagely goes 1% above where it opens, it dips 1% below, and it ends up the same spot.
Right.
On average, that's an average day, whether it goes up first or down first. Okay, so I'm going to do more research on this for next week and figure out. I have to go through millions of charts because you can't numerically get this information as far as I know. But I need to know, is the low first or is the high first?
Ooh, that's going to be tough to figure out.
Yeah, and on how many days, and I don't know. I might do that. Also, but that's why I like the low the day before and then the high the next day, because one came before the other.
If you can show me a way to get the 1 day charts, like historical data in a code environment, I could probably program something that could figure that out for you.
Ugh. What do you mean? If I gave you a chart, your program could figure out the numbers?
Like an API that would receive the charts, like the 1 day chart, as data, as a series of ups and downs.
I have it. I have 1 day charts. I get them off of Schwab.
Is there a Schwab API? Let me look this up.
What's API? Hey, I just want to show these other things I did because I did this by hand. I'm going to put this up.
API.
What is an API?
API integration is available through. Okay, hang on. This is all weird. API integration is available through Schwab OpenView Gateway, which is provided by Performance Technologies Inc. Oh God, this is a bunch of legal jargon. I don't want to deal with this.
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
If you try to develop a system that uses the day before and the next day, you always know which one's first.
Yeah.
I printed 6-month increments. I'm going to put this up. I worked so hard on this.
You worked very hard
on this. Do you see what all those circles are? Those are all Friday to Monday.
Oh.
And then I went through and I counted. Is it a plus or a minus? And I got 82%. And it matches my math. Here, I did it on a chart. And it's almost always up. It's 85% of the time up. But then I decided to do it mathematically. Here's one. This is another 6 months. I mean, I went back to 2019 doing this. Yeah. This is this year. I just want to show you how much work I did.
You're awesome.
I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Oh, here's another one. I only found 3 times where it went down. It went down big there. But that was when the plague and everybody realized, oh, we're selling off.
Right.
Those were 3 in a row. 2. There was one down like that. There was one up, and then there was another one down.
Right.
And look at that. Thursday was that big day down. Thursday was a big day down. Thursdays are killers. I feel like Thursday is the day where we should buy, maybe.
That's a good idea.
But I'm going to want to buy almost every day and try to swing trade.
I think that's a good idea, but I think that you shouldn't risk all your money doing it.
No, because there's always going to be those cases where it's down.
Of course.
But the statistic of 85% implies that you hopefully will not get 2 in a row down like that if you did once a week. Right. If you do multiple times a week, it should be even smaller increments.
And as long as you buy long-term options, you won't be risking all of your money if you're planning on selling it the next day.
Yeah, I've noticed with options that they lose a lot of value even if they're long-term, but you seem to make more on short-term. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think that in my experience, long-term options have not lost a lot of value. If it's 3 weeks out, and you're buying one day and selling the next, I don't think you lose a lot of value.
I do notice that what you said is true. When they're going down, you get a better deal than when they start going up.
That's absolutely true.
Also, I lost some money because I was used to Schwab. So with Schwab, you put an order in and you put a limit price, and they be sure to fill it somewhere before that limit price. And usually they get me a great deal. With Robinhood, they'll fill it at whatever limit price I say. And
Wait, so Schwab gets you good deals?
Let me tell you something that happened to me last week. I bought an option at a set price, and I just wanted to be sure I got it. So I put in the price that, the maximum asked. I just put it in. because I was like, I have to get this now.
Shit, maybe I should start trading.
Listen to this. This is really important.
Okay.
You can't day trade. Oh, you could trade at Schwab.
Trade
I can't. They will not allow me to do a single trade unless I put in a minimum amount.
Right.
But I kept my account open. I sent them $100 because I really like their charts. And if you stay inactive for more than 6 months, they'll just close your account and not even tell you.
Right.
I put in an order at Robinhood for the asked, and I got it at the ask. They didn't fill it anywhere below there. They always give you like the worst price.
Yes.
Then I looked at the stock later in the day, and the price I had gotten was not on record as ever having traded.
Huh.
They filled it at a price that didn't even record as a high. It never got above this point, and they filled it up here. So Robinhood is pretty tricky, and you have to put in a low limit.
I'm thinking that's how they make their money instead of charging for trades.
I used to have accounts at multiple places, and I would put trades in at multiple places, and I would watch. One of them was TradeStation. I could see the actual bids and asks going through, and I could see my other trades going through. And a couple of these companies will say they fill it at a dollar amount, and they actually fill it at a lower dollar amount, and that difference is what they pay their market maker, and that is how they make their money. They mark it up.
Right.
Pisses me off. Schwab was really good about that, but unfortunately, I'm a pattern day trader at Schwab.
But Schwab costs money per trade, right?
Nope. Free.
How do they make their money?
Probably the same way, but in smaller increments because of volume.
Doesn't Schwab cost commission?
Nope.
Okay, I'll look into getting a Schwab account then.
I don't think you can buy cryptocurrency at Schwab.
No, you can't. But I wanted to buy stock.
You had an account.
I could say I have experience trading options because I've been trading options on Robinhood.
Yeah.
So I could totally say that I have experience trading options.
Was that the other? You lied last time. I told you to lie, right?
Yeah.
And then you never traded any options.
And then I started trading options again, and now I have experience. I've been trading them for I think a year. It feels like a year.
I don't know. I had a couple problems at Schwab, but that pattern day trader label was it's just I can't make any trades. I can't buy a stock.
Right.
I can't do anything but make deposits and withdrawals.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do because I need that account to stay open so I can do my research.
Okay.
Well, Michael, what do you think? Should we say goodbye?
I'm going to look into getting a Schwab account.
I'm surprised because I thought you were happy with Robinhood. But
well, I like Robinhood's
oh my God.
interface.
Did you know they're banning Robinhood in Massachusetts? They're taking their license away or something because of the GameStop thing?
Really?
I hope they're not successful because that's not fair to all the little guys. They're just crushing the little guy.
Yeah, I guess they are.
I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's another reason to get a Schwab account is because people might have to leave Robinhood.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it.
What the hell am I going to do? I'm not going to go back to Schwab.
Does Schwab have an app that lets you trade stocks?
Yeah. I used to do it in bed all the time.
Is it like Robinhood?
Yep. No, that's another thing. Robinhood's app is way user-friendly.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, you were right.
And you were like looking at it like, I don't understand. And I'm like, it's.
Oh, I still don't understand. You still don't understand sometimes. I remember yesterday you were standing there like, God damn it, how do I cancel my order? Remember?
That's true.
They do have some problems.
But they make it super easy to buy and sell stock.
Plus, they give you the information about what's the hot thing, and it's right there on your screen. I think
that's really important when you're an investor who's swing trading because you need to be able to sell it quickly. But if they aren't giving you the best prices, then it might be better to switch to Schwab. It's give and take.
Because of the day trading and the fact that those little pennies make a difference?
Yeah.
With
options, everything makes a difference.
I also heard when you're trading options...
Because all your returns on options are multiplied by 100 based on the price of the option.
You know what I heard?
So a 1 cent difference is a full $1.
You know what I heard?
What did you hear?
We're not really trading on an exchange. We're trading against other Robinhood investors.
Ooh.
They're not really trading on an exchange. That's what I heard. That you're just... Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. Maybe you should get a Schwab account. I'm just saying don't throw away your Robinhood account. Keep both.
That's a really interesting idea. And I think that might make sense.
That would explain my trade the other day where I got the ridiculous price.
Huh.
And it never registered with the NASDAQ.
Huh.
Okay, so we have our homework.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Oh, wait. Just how much did you... Oh, never mind.
I already
Don't wait. Bye.
Bye.